All right, well, when President Biden and former President Trump get together, you get moments like this.
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
I have a feeling this time around it's going to be even more intense.
Oh, I think you're right.
All right, joining us now to discuss, former National Press Secretary for the Trump campaign and former Principal Deputy Press Secretary at the White House, Hogan Gidley. We also have former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates and Democratic strategist Bill Caruso. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on. Bill, I'm actually going to start with you here. We've seen all kinds of reports, polls, that President Biden's age, his mental acuity, they are becoming a problem for Americans. There are even reports that he now uses a team of walkers to hide his shuffling gait. Are you surprised he's accepting these debates? Do you buy into that? What say you?
Quite the lead-in, my friend. No, because I've said it many, many times, I think, on this show, that there were going to be debates, and here it is. We're confirmed. America's all excited to see these two folks go at it on some TV, I guess, some medium. This is good. This is what we need. And I don't think, listen, Joe Biden has to show up. Joe Biden has to show up in this campaign and prove that those things aren't going to be issues. I'm not debating that they are, but he's got to do that. And he's been doing that. I think he'll do it on a debate.
Rick, you're a former Trump campaign aide, so I want to get your thoughts about the parameters of these debates set forth by President Biden. Biden demanding that they take place in June and September. The president wants to bypass the traditional scheduled events organized by the Commission on Presidential Debates. The president's camp is also objecting to having an audience in attendance. And former President Trump says the president is afraid of crowds, as we saw from his earlier Truth Social post. Interestingly enough, I think the crowd, or rather the audience part, is interesting because this would be the first time since 1960, that was the first ever televised debate between Nixon and Kennedy, that there would not be an audience. Why do you think the backwards approach?
Well, I think Biden wants to try to control as many parameters of these debates as possible. When you look at what he's got at stake, what he needs to do to perform in these debates, I don't think there's a Democrat out there that is confident that Joe Biden is going to do well in these debates. So I think by eliminating the crowd, taking away other factors, if they turn off the mics, as is being suggested, all of those will impact the free flow conversation that normally occurs within these debates. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Biden administration was prepared for President Trump to respond so quickly. I thought they were going to be able to use this tough act for a couple days, but it didn't work. I think Donald Trump called his bluff, and it will be good for the American people to see both of these men on stage, debating the merits of their policies.
Hogan, obviously the trial for former President Trump isn't happening today, and I felt like this was going to be a good day to maybe talk about a lot of the issues that directly impact all Americans. Do you think it's coincidence they announced this debate today, that Joe Biden made all the headlines? They came out and said this on the off day of the trial. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I do. Trying to change the news cycle here and make it about something else. That's kind of typical when you're talking to comms people. That's what we like to do, to get on the ground that we like to fight upon. Joe Biden's got so many problems, as you pointed out, with the issues at hand that the American people actually care about. But in addition to that, some bad economic numbers, too, for Joe Biden came out today. And so they're trying to do anything they can not to talk about the things that actually impact the American people negatively, the economy being one of those issues. But the debate themselves happening before voting happens, for the most part, is a really good thing, too, because you want the American people, whether they're mailing in their ballots, whether they're doing early voting in some form or fashion, absentee, et cetera, they want to hear from these two people that could lead this country for the next 4 years. And you have a unique situation where a former president of the United States will be debating a sitting president of the United States, talking about their respective records. It will be unleashed, I can imagine, and the folks at home are going to benefit greatly because of it.